good morning, sir. Today I planned to discuss another important renewable energy source, that is solar energy. Basically, a question arises, why the need of renewable energy? So today it is observed that electricity plays a very important role in all development activities of nation. That may be in agriculture, that may be in industry, that may be slowly taking part in transportation sector. Hence all these fields needs electricity, quality and quantity. If electricity is not available or electricity shut down, then all activities are going to stop. Hence we can say the development of nation or the standardization of human directly depends on electricity, because the rapid increment of the population makes more challenge to the power sectors of the nation, because there is always a gap between generation and demand. If we are planning this year, then one project completion will take place nearly 3 to 4 years. At that time again there is an increment of population, hence generation never meets demand. It may be expected in developed countries, but India is in developing country list, hence there is always a gap between generation and demand. Hence we are not going to get 24 hours power supply throughout the year. Hence power shutdowns may occur to meet the gap. This gap is also met by some innovative ideas. This gap is reduced by using some innovative ideas later on. So renewable energy is one of the technique. Renewable energy is also one of the technique to reduce the gap, because main contribution of electricity by conventional energy sources only. So as the worldwide, nearly 65 to 75% energy is met by conventional energy sources, because these energy sources goes on depleting year by year. Hence the research focus on to make alternate energy sources. Hence renewable energy sources, even though high generation cost and huge investment and some limitations, but these are very important to play the energy supply in area. Hence we need the renewable energy. Among the renewable energy, the wind is also taking part, but very dominant role solar energy plays, because it is available all over the world and it is also one of the nature gift. The solar energy is also one of the nature gift. Only drawback is again huge investment, and it is also fluctuating depending upon atmospheric seasons. So but even though out of all energy sources, solar energy plays very important role, because it has very great potential throughout the nation and also throughout the world. So before going to that, we have to see some introduction part. Later on we can enter into the solar energy. The sun is a large sphere of very hot gases, and heat is generated by different kinds of fusion reactions. So what is the beam of solar radiations are coming to earth? It is having a distance around 1.5 to 1.5 into 10 to the power of 8 kilometers, the distance between sun and earth. So what are the radiations are emitting from the sun? Those are directly coming to earth in parallel way. Hence the energy radiating by the sun is in the form of electromagnetic waves. So these wavelengths varies between 0.2 to 0.4 micrometers with a temperature about 600 degree Kelvin. The solar energy reaching at the top of atmosphere It consists 8% ultraviolet radiations, 46% visible light and 46% infrared radiations. The intensity of solar radiation is reduced by again some different parameters are available in atmosphere. It may be due to cloud, it may be due to dust, it may be due to smog, it may be due to fog. These things will reduce the intensity of solar. Hence, these are we have to consider for this solar energy conversion systems. The solar energy intensity in India during the bright day of sun, it is expected 1.12 kilowatt per meter square, and monthly average of solar energy it is 50 kilojoules per centimeter square, and same data for yearly 600 kilojoules per centimeter square. So whatever solar energy reaching to the earth, it is not possible to convert into electricity. So it needs the similar fashion of wind energy. What is the wind velocity is available? All wind is not going to convert into electricity. In the same fashion or in the same manner, whatever solar energy available on the earth, all solar energy is not able to convert into electricity, because the solar energy on the earth is not constant. Very simple answer. Solar energy available on the earth is not constant. It may changes daytime, it may changes night time, or it may changes season to season, and it is also available in diffused form. So it is necessary to collect and concentrate and conservation. Hence all these process needs huge capital investment. Even though it may be costly, but amongst the renewable energy source it stands first due to a good advantage of solar energy is a natural resource, and it is not exploitation, extraction and transportation. It not needs any exploitation, extraction and transportation of resources. So solar energy is available throughout the world, and it plays a very important role to the mankind. So what is the selection criteria for site? We have not discussed in any hydroelectric and also wind. I am taking the example here. Same process you may apply for selection of site for hydro, selection of site for wind also. So natural question arises, which territarian is selectable? Naturally, which should be available larger amount of wind radiations, number one. And second one, the land should be reasonably flat, because we have to place the equipments, wind solar plates, it should be of natural flat. If the area is of slope, then it increases some cost. Availability of high beam radiation, it is well known fact. If you are erecting a solar plant, the high generation may be possible. It may be possible at high solar intensity may be available. That site should be more selectable. Similar to wind generation also, where wind should be available constant and high wind should be available after the analysis of month report or yearly report. Then availability of water. The solar system, it just works like a thermal power plant. So steam can be produced here. Steam can be produced. Hence cooling water is required for in steam cycle. Hence such power plants are erected near to the water availability. And local environment conditions that I told earlier, what are the causes to reduce the solar intensity? Such situations not occurs. Hence The site should be free from excessive dust and flooding condition and flash flooding conditions, which should not reduce the intensity of solar radiations. Lastly, general, it should be nearer to the grid or power station. The generated solar power plant, solar power may be given to grid or near to the substations, or sometimes it is also very useful to supply the power to remote areas, that is decentralized networks, their only generation power and their only distribution, hence transmission distribution lines are not required. We can save huge investment for supply authority. Lastly, we can go for the access of road or rail. So we have to require large amount of heavy equipments to make the power plant. Hence, it should be very easy, or it should be very nearer to rail or road transportation facilities. If any emergency condition comes, that means solar power is not working. At that time, some energy should be kept backup for some maintenance of the power plant. It is also one of the very much needed. So I kindly request, before going to the solar working condition, you can observe this video, working of PN junction and what are the properties of semiconductors, P-type material and N-type material. Then when it is forward bias, when it is reverse bias, how the flow of electrons will take place. It is already well known in your earlier classes. So PN junction is made of P-type materials and N-type materials. They have joined with some layer. It is called PN junction. How it works, you can see. Thank you to one and all.